Hello everybody, welcome to the Sound Test Room. Today we are taking a look at IK Multimedia's marvellous SampleTron. It's vintage tape modelling sampler. You have all the classic Mellotron models. If I just quickly open one of these here, you'll see we have all these different models here. We have the 360, the M1, the M300, the M400, the M400S, the Mark II, the modern Novatron, even the Octagon is in here as well. The Orchestron, the VP330, which was the Roland vocoder, and we have user stuff, so which I've made some instruments as well. I'm going to show you how to do everything, including import your own samples and make your own instruments. Couple of presets. I mean, it's all the classic stuff, you know. And the cool thing is when you import your own samples and make your own instruments, all the cool tape modeling stuff is available for you to use as well. So if we switch this on, you're mixing between all three. If this is off, you can select the layers individually. So look, let's stick on this twang guitar and take a look at the kind of controls we have. We have overall release for all three of them, but we have individual control as well. We have attack and tone. Now, we're on C, so we want to select C here to control the tape effects. Now, you can have the tape effects on or off. It doesn't really matter. It's up to you. So we have erosion, noise, wow, bias, tape snaps, and then you have flutter, and this is where you also add your own samples in here. Well, I'll get to that in a moment. So let's stick on C here. Let's go into edit now. Let's close our browser, and in edit mode we have our mixer. So if I engage our mix control, so we're hearing all three, I'll turn down a volume for B and C, and now we have our A, which is our Dreadnought 12-string acoustic guitar sample. But like I said, we can go in here and we can change that out to anything we want. Maybe we could say, well, what's in our M400 sort of thing? So maybe this 3 violins. Let's just double tap this. Ambient choir pad slice. So if we come out of the browser and stay in edit, we have volume control, panning, transpose, which is dead handy for your own samples, and the range is ludicrous. Right, let's just tap that to reset, and then you can set your keyboard range. So you could theoretically have 3 different sounds spread over your 3 different portions of the keyboard. You also have this synth section as well. Now with the synth section, I will show you. Let me just bring these up. So now we have a blend of all 3 sounds again. Maybe we could pan the choir and the twang guitar over. leave the acoustic guitar acoustic M1 in the middle here. If we go into synth here, we can adjust the amp for any of the instruments individually, whether it be A, B, or C, or we can control them as a whole. But say, for instance, our amp being quiet. Well, no, let's look at our guitar acoustic. So this is B. See, now I'm just adding release to that. And at the moment, if I even very lightly touch the keyboard, I'll have no control over the velocity. Just like on the original Mellotron, of course. But if I switch velocity on, I've now got velocity control, but just for the guitar. Let's switch that off a sec. Now, we also have a filter. Let's switch link on now. This controls all 3 samples. And if I switch velocity on now and play very lightly on the keyboard, now we have complete velocity control for everything. And staying on link, we have a filter. You also have this filter for the independent channels as well. So if I was to say, right, okay, maybe just change the filter type and then go to B, you'll see it's completely independent for B and it's independent for C as well. So different filter types, different cutoff settings, different drive settings for each. However, if we go to link now, we can control all 3 samples with the filter. Key tracking, which will close the filter the further we get down the keyboard. SampleTron, of course, is an AUV3. This is where I'm using it inside of AUM. Okay, let's look at another patch. So I've just swapped to this trio of cellos patch. And you have all the same control and everything as you had everywhere else. Now, we also have effects. Now, I'm going to play you one of my patches that I made here. I've named them all TSTR here. So here they are here. So some of these include samples I brought in. Some of them are using samples that are included and I've just rearranged. I'll show you how to set both of these things up. So here's one called Projection Room, and this one uses 3 imported samples, a couple of my synth sounds and a kind of a sample of a film roll here. And you'll see in the effects section, I have 4 sets of effects: a channel strip, tape, echo, a multi-mod, which has multiple effects inside it. That's switched off at the moment. And a very nice vintage plate reverb, which is capable of super huge sounds. So for example, if I turn this decay up here and the size of the reverb up as well and bash it up in the mix a bit. I like modulating reverbs, it's nice. But check this out, I'll just drag a couple of chords. I've let go now and it's huge. Awesome stuff. And like I said, even though it's one of my custom patches, I can go in here and rename it, make adjustments, save it as something else, and obviously that version will still be there. I just love it. I think it's brilliant. So what else have I got here? So now this used internal samples. I just changed. Got a different Mellotron model here. What you could say. So in the rotary. Ensemble. Phaser. Chorus. Tape echo is on this one as well, so very cool EQ. So first of all, I'll show you how to make a custom patch, but just using internal samples. Click on here, let's click empty. And now we have a complete default, nothing in any of the tracks at all. So let's click on track here, maybe choose something from the, let's see, the VP330 and try this one. Okay, that's cool. Let's go to track B and unselect this. Maybe choose something from the Novatron, maybe the brass and strings Nova. Now we've got a mixture of that. And let's add one more in. Let's go to track C, unselect this, maybe go with the M1 and maybe trumpets. And now we start to do the work. So let's go back to our Tron. Let's hit mix just so we can hear the individual samples. Had a bit of flutter. Let's listen to the choir. I think I'm going to go into edit here, exit this, and the choir I'm going to transpose down 1 octave. Here we go. Come on. Here we go. And let's listen to brass and strings. Turn that down in the mix a little bit. Bring them all back in. Take the panning over. Let's go to our effects and let's look at our reverb. You can control the time over the high part of the reverb. Let's have a look at the let's turn the volume of those down so it's very slight and speed them up. We can filter. Very nice. And then we have our EQ, so we can add some air. some sub. Go and control the overall volume now because it's loud. Then when you're happy, you click on the three little dots here and go save as, and you'll get this pop up, so we can hit save and it'll save it as empty. But let's rename this now. So I'm going to save this as, click in here, click this and save it as TSTR Tron patch 1. Just ouch. Tron patch 1. And just click okie dokie, and then you'll click OK here as well. And now this saves as Tron patch 1. And if we go in and change to another one of my patches, but I've only got 2 samples in there. And then let's go back to our Tron patch 1. Okay, let's look at importing samples now and building your own patch. Okay, so same process again. We'll click on empty. So we have a completely blank project. Let's click on actually, no, we don't, because this will access what I've already put in here. So for instance, so these are my patches. I could go say, oh, I don't know, put in me filtered Juno, or actually there's another one selected here, I think. Yeah, there you go. So these are just the user patches. I could, like say, for example, pick up my lo-fi relic. If you double tap it, it will load it in, right? But, you know, I'm going to go to where it says Tron and hit load. Now, this is where it can get a little bit confusing. If you don't have chromatic form switched on, right, or chromatic from C1, it says you can change it. If it's just on this, you need to give the sample a name. So you need to go off and name it, say, for example, C1 or C2, and then you can add a folder of samples, but they have to be named. This chromatic from is by far the easiest way to do it, and the most fun. I find this really, really cool and super interesting. So chromatic from, choose, leave it where it says C1. It's not really important. Here where it says a little plus, right, don't hit import, because that's trying to import it into SampleTron for you to make an instrument. Click this little plus button, not open folder for this particular way, but open file. Go and find a sound you like. So for example, I'll go to, on my iPad, I'll go to Cubasis 3, I'll go to audio, my samples, go down to say, I don't know, oh, One Shot C, here we go. I've got some organ, going to organ here. Now, you know, you can't, you can't preview these kind of just by clicking on them. What'll happen is it'll import it straight in. But there is a trick to previewing samples in the file browser when it's in an app like this. What you do is you long hold, go quick look, and now you can preview the sample. So for example, I'll preview this one. Quick look and see. That'll do. I'm going to click on this and it will appear here, and then go import, and it will appear there as new track. Okay. Now, obviously, it's been mapped all over the keyboard, but it's too high. So all we need to do is go into edit now, close our browser, and drop the transpose down, whatever you want. I'm going to drop this down 2 octaves, like that. And now I'm going to go back to my Tron here and hit save. Okay, and I'm going to put this in the organ category because it's obviously an organ. I'm going to call this organ 1. Okay, give it a name you're going to remember. Organ 1. Okay, and it's done deal. I'm going to hit save, and now you'll see it'll be saved there. And that means that when we go into load another sample in here, if you're in user, you can go to you can go and find your organ 1, your new sound, or your new instrument, if you like, your new bang tape, whatever you want to call it, your new model, and you can add it in. So let's add another custom sample in. So we're going to go to Tron, click on B, click on load, and click on chromatic from, because that's the best one for me. Open file, and I can just go and find another one now. So maybe we can combine this with, say, I don't know, some other type of sound, maybe a electric guitar type sound or something. They're all in, I've got them all in Cubasis anyway, so maybe, I don't know, maybe something from Soundscapes and Ambience, or it doesn't really matter. I've got otherworldly synth, so I could choose one from there. And let's choose quite a big one, because you can import quite big files. Let's have a quick listen to this one. So take a quick look, and okay, sounds good. I'll use this, it'll stick it in there. I'll just hit import and it'll put it there, and I'll call this let's just play it. I am going to first of all switch mix off and go and make some adjustments to this. So it's my second one. I'm definitely going to transpose this down again. You can go, super low. But I'm going to transpose it down 2 octaves. And I am definitely going to hit synth here, and for this one, which is B, I'm going to hit the release. I'm probably going to edit some of this anyway. So what's it sound like mixed with the organ? Spooky, right. Awesome. Go back to mixer. Now I've got to name my new track. So what could I just call this? I'll just call it Spooky Pad. So make sure I'm on B, hit save, and go, what could it be? It's like a sound effect, isn't it? And we'll call this Spooky Pad. So Spooky Pad, okay. Hit save. We haven't added anything like tape snapping and stuff. So I'm going to stick on B. Let's add one more first. Actually, let's go to C, load, chromatic from, hit our little plus. Oh, but you can name it there, by the way, first. It doesn't, it's up to you how you want to name this stuff. So let's go to Cubasis 3. Let's go into my audio, my samples, and let's see, one shot C. or some synth sounds from. I could put some real sounds in actually if I wanted to. There's quite a nice. Let's see. Irish flute sound here in this, or Kalimba's mandolin, whatever samples you've got. Make sure they're in C. Make sure make sure you make all your samples in C, because they'll map properly whatever sample you put it in. It's much easier. And it's the same if you sample something in G, you're going to have to transpose it anyway, and it's the same sound, so you might as well do C. Let's long hole listen here what this sounds like. I think it's quite nice. So okay, done deal. Let's import that, and it'll stick it there. Let's just hit import, and it'll put it here. And I might as well just call this Irish flute straight away. So I'll just save that now as a thing, and it would be woodwinds, and I'll just call this Irish flute. There we go, Irish flute, done. Okay, and now we've got Irish flute, and I've made 3 new, and it's miles too high, right? So this is what's cool is you've got complete control over everything. So edit, mixer, this one down at least.
I'm not quite sure how to help you with that.
Okay, thanks Alexa. At least 2. There you go, perfect. And we've got that spooky kind of. Now I could go to my synth here, and that spooky pad, which is number 2, I could sort the amplitude out. Okay, let's add some effects just to finish this off. It's quite sinister, so we're going to have tons of this very, very nice vintage plate reverb. Let's have some chorus. Chorus. Let's put some long echoes on here as well, just for fun. And if it's getting a bit loud, we can always so you've made created a really nice pad texture kind of. And then we just give it a name and save as. Let's do that, shall we? So let's save this as TSTR Ghost Battle. Okay, and done. So hit save. So now we've got a new preset, 3 new sounds. Now, SampleTank, that's their other app. SampleTron is not the cheapest of apps, okay? It's $79.99. But it's extremely powerful, and it's up to you. If you're a huge Mellotron kind of fan who'd like to build your own patches really easily, then yeah, it's for you. I know a lot of people have already got this. It's been out for absolutely ages. Let's finish off by listening to a few patches. If you've watched this via premiere, thank you very, very, very much. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please strike the like, subscribe to the channel, consider becoming a Patreon. But you'll have so much fun with SampleTron. Creating your own sounds, but also just manipulating the sounds that are already in there. These are another two samples I imported. Play a few of mine. These are all included sounds that I just played around with. Anyway, guys, I will see you later. I'm going to play for another few minutes. And yeah, thank you for watching. Ta-da.